I'll check.
Yeah, I believe we should be on Mars.
All right.
Well,
Yes.
all right. Hey, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Lord, they already messing with the brother stream. It jumped off the street. Shit. Lord, you can hear us? God damn. I didn't even get into them.
Yeah.
Now, what about now?
Oh,
Yeah,
hey.
you good now,
No,
yeah.
Salaki, I had to cut some apps off. I can hear y'all and everything, Salaki.
Nah, you good.
That was a good recovery right there.
Nah, hell yeah. All right, hey, shalom, shalom.
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 All right, first and foremost, before we get started, giving all praise, honor, and glory to you.
To you.
Hey, double honors as always to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. All right, who rule well and taught us this truth. Peace, much love, and salutations always to the awful elect. All right, the brothers out in Great Millstone, Nashville. At it once again. Nonetheless, due to spirit and power, Yahweh Shem Shai, Lord's will, it be edifying, okay, to the elect. Okay. As you see by the title, oppressors shall cease. Okay, and pretty much getting into we're I did a lesson on it a while back, a couple days ago, pretty much going into the tables turning, the shifting of power. All right, pretty much the nation of Israel, the so-called blacks, Native American Latinos, under the banner of Yahweh Shema Shai will be ruling, over the oppressors, man. So we're just gonna get into that, and Lord's will is edifying. Brother, you want it? I'm gonna pass to the brother Lloyd too. If you want me to grab something.
You think I can get the etymology first?
Of what, oppress?
Yeah.
Oppressor?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll grab this.
All right.
It says oppressor. It's on Edamon online. Edamon line. It says one who exercises undue severity in the use of power or authority. A crusher, a destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
A criminal, a rapist.
Yeah. A crusher, a destroyer.
You know what that reminds me of?
Because that word, when you go into that word grape, all right, not the fruit. Okay, just take away the G. All right, for the brothers, for those that know, all right, they know what we're talking about. But when you go into that word, it pretty much means to seize, all right, to capture, to take hold of. All right. And this is what Esau Edom, the so-called white man, has done, in this process of time. Okay, he's graped us. He's seized us. He's captured us.
Captured our minds.
Yeah, ultimately, the biggest thing he's gotten is the mind of Jake. Now, when you talk to an Israelite, male or female or child, you're pretty much talking to a dark-skinned Edomite because they share that same mindset.
Yeah.
So ultimately, Yahweh Shai has, he's the answer to, get rid of that shit. You got it. My chance.
So Lakia, I'm not trying to fucking hog, but I got two real quick. I got one in Exodus, and I want to get this Micah first, because basically when we read oppressor, it was somebody that, basically they have the resources and the authority, and because they have those things, they fuck you up for ultimately no reason at all, just because they can. That reminded me of this. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
Mm-hmm.
So the point being, just because Esau is able to put cancer in your food, chemtrails in the air, fluoride in your water, he's going to do it just because he can. Because why not? Which only Esau thinks like that, because when Jake wake up in the morning, all we say is, fuck, I got to work. Jake just trying to chill and relax and enjoy life for how the Lord created it to be. So now we find ourselves under Esau Edom, under his authority. Every day we got to make sure that we, avoid cancer and disease. Avoid death, because that's all he brings forth every day. Death. And then I got one more. Because we were talking about how Esau stole Jake's mind and we're still slaves. Exodus 21:16, it says, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, so in his possession, not literally in his hand. Esau's a fruit, but we ain't talking about that.
Yeah.
He shall surely be put to death. And so Yahushua is going to pull up and see his people still in Egypt, modern day Egypt, which means you're going to get destroyed. That's the scriptures. Because we're still here in Babylon. You were supposed to let us go back to our land, and instead of that, you threw a bunch of rats in there. They don't belong there. And you know that. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. All this stuff he knows. He's not dumb. He's just evil.
Yeah, now there's a battle between them and the Palestinians.
Shit, now they got Iran.
Yeah. You throw Iran dirty ass in there.
And Iran gonna body you.
It ain't none of y'all lands at the end of the day. You know? Lord, you got it though, bro.
All right. So, of course, we know that, we went into captivity because of our transgressions, and it was part of the curses. You can read about the curses and the blessing in Deuteronomy. So I'm gonna start right here, Deuteronomy 30 and not 7. The main point, one of the points I want to get is in 7, and I go to another chapter. I'm gonna start at Deuteronomy 30, and from the top it says, and it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which were in the curse, we have received the blessings, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether the Lord thy power have driven thee, and shall return unto the Lord thy power, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, and with all thy heart and with all thy soul. And then it says, let's see, the captivity. I'm going down. It says, now the Lord bring. Yep, I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, if any of thine be driven out into the uttermost parts of the earth, from thence will the Lord thy power gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. It says, and the Lord thy power will bring thee into the land, the Lord, not no Balfour declaration. And that's why I started reading that, because what the brothers going into, they got their land by the way of the Balfour declarations. There was 2 declarations. You had one during World War II. One during World War One that was signed by Lord Balfour, I believe that's his name, or one of the Rothschilds. Ultimately, they signed one of the Balfour declarations, and the other one was signed during World War II. But right here it says that the Lord's going to bring us into the land, which hasn't happened yet. It says, and the Lord thy power will bring thee into the land which our fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. It says, and the Lord thy power will circumcise thine heart and the heart of thy seed to to love the Lord thy power with all thy heart, which we know to love is to love the Lord is to keep his commandments. It says, and with all thy soul thou mayest live. And we're not living right now. We're under oppression. What we are waking up and seeing every day until the Lord take us off this planet or we be saved is we're seeing captivity, hardship, hell. We're in hell. We're not living. It says, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So that's what's getting ready to happen. And it's already started. All these curses that we were partakers of, they're going to have to drink of that cup. And their time is at hand. So I'm going to go to Deuteronomy 32. I believe Deuteronomy 32. And I'm going to start at 4. It says, vengeance is the Lord's, because we relying on him. We waiting on him till he rises to the prey, like God says in that Zechariah, Zephaniah, I believe it's 3 and 8. Yeah, Zephaniah 3 and 8. So Deuteronomy 32 and verse 4, it says, if I whip my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies. And who's the Lord's enemies? Of course, the 2/3, they're the Lord's enemies, but they're still his people. they're not in their right mind right now. But this is actually, really going into the heathen. They're our enemies. You know, it says, if I whip my glittering sword in my hand, take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies and reward them that hate me. I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain of the captives from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy. It says, rejoice, O ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants, which is the Israelites, and
Yeah.
will render vengeance to his adversaries, and will be merciful unto his land and unto his people. So he said he'll be merciful unto the land and his people. What's happening over there in the land of Israel right now? Warfare, bloodshed. So it's no mercy happening unto the land. Even the land is going through hell because the actual people is not there, you know. And then let me see. And that's all I really wanted to get with that. And
Uh,
so the main, if y'all got something y'all can add to it, but I'm just gonna hop right into the Isaiah 14.
which ultimately too, you know that Israel is a people before it's a place. Roughly paraphrasing that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
speaking on Israel. Jerusalem. And so yeah, that with that land, but even when the actual land, like the brother said, that's not Isaiah the second chapter.
Yeah.
That's not being fulfilled. When you go to Isaiah the second chapter,
Mm-hmm.
if I can grab it real quick, Isaiah 2:2, it says, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And those are the actual chosen people that are over there in that land. Then this would be, coming to pass in the
Mm-hmm.
sense of everybody flowing unto it. It says these niggas are calling out for help. That's not what
Yeah.
the scripture said, but I'm saying, these niggas are calling out for help. They need
Mm-hmm.
help from America, and there's such a thing as anti-Shem, you know, which is idiotic in itself. All right. You got what is it, seven or eight?
8 sons of Shem.
Yeah, you know, eight of the nations that derive from Shem. Okay, so it don't make no damn sense. Anyway, verse 3 says, and many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And that's
Mm-hmm.
not happening. All right, and this is the kicker right here, showing you that those aren't the people. Verse 4, it says, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords and the plowshares and their spears and their pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. And what's a common saying, in the earth? Peace be to the Middle East. And ultimately you have wars and all these turmoils and all this other bullshit going on across the whole globe.
Mm-hmm.
If the true sons of God were set up, these things would not be occurring. It would be a thing of the past.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's that Sirach, Sirach 10. When one that's in due time, the Most High is gonna set up over one that is profitable. When that happens, then this what was that, verse 5 or verse 4, you know, this is what's gonna be taking place in the earth, and we won't have to worry about war and none of these other things. But pretty soon we're gonna get a news break. Brothers got the notification. It's gonna go, oh shit, this just in, Iran attacked Israel, you know, and such and such. How are the holy children getting attacked?
Yep.
It doesn't make sense. But
Mm-hmm.
that was it on that one.
Mm-hmm. Because and then two is said because the lesson topic is that the oppressor shall cease, which that's what they're doing in that land also.
Yeah.
They're oppressing the other nations. When you read Isaiah 2, It didn't say nothing about the other nations being oppressed. Now we are gonna put them in captivity,
Yep.
you know, but the type of oppression is it's only referring to one people as being the oppressors, or the other nations as being oppressors. Israel, you know, us, the Israelites having other nations in captivity, that's normal, you know, and ultimately is righteousness, because that's the order of the Lord, and everything will work better if we were in power. The scriptures, it says the scriptures, other nations be happier, but y'all didn't want that. They didn't want that, you know, and so right now we're living this thing out, you know, until Yahushua returns. So Isaiah 14, it says, "For the Lord will have mercy on his people." I mean, Salakia. "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and yet choose Israel and set them in their own land." He's going to do that. "And the strangers, which are Israelites, shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob." Boom. And if this was referring to the second verse, it would have that I believe it's with a semicolon that has the two dots. That might not be the right um you know
I
name
believe
I think the semicolon might be the dot with the
it's the
comma.
dot with the comma.
with
Yeah,
the comma.
yeah. If it was
Yeah.
a semicolon, yeah, it would be continuing. I
Yeah.
believe
So
so.
yeah, no, it's with the other one. It's the with the one with the two dots. That's
Yeah.
continuing.
What is that called?
Oh, no, that's just a colon, I think.
Because the ones with the two dots, they like when you would speak the second sentence, it would go with their first sentence. That's not here. So that's done with. The strangers that are joined to the house of Israel are Israelites, you know, that came back to their heritage. That's it. So the second verse says, "And the people shall take them
It's
and
called.
bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives who captives they were." So all that in verse 2, that has nothing to do with verse 1. It
Yeah,
says, "And they shall call, and they shall take them captives who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." So we're going
yeah,
to rule over the Edomites, the Ammonites, the Moabites, all the nations outside the nation of Israel. We're going to be judges amongst our people, you know, which even then, you know, they'll be in their right mind, but it's a higher hierarchy, you know, and that's the order, you know.
yeah,
So but the main point is that we're going to rule over our oppressors, the ones that's over us. And it says verse 3, "And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest," right, "from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon," which is the Edomites, you know, referring to that Psalm 137, Lamentations 4, because you know this is Babylon. This is the daughter of Babylon, where Edom dwells. It says
mm-hmm,
against the king of Babylon and say, "How hath the oppressor ceased? The golden
yeah.
city ceased." So, you know, hey, this hasn't happened yet. You know, so they have to be taken out the way. Oh, that's the scripture. Till he be taken out the way. Was it First John? Uh, no, that's in Luke, I think. Till he be taken out the way. But anyway, damn, I gotta find it now. I think it's
But
in Luke.
second real quick,
Yeah,
Second
if you got it, yeah,
Thessalonians 2:7. See, this
yeah,
is yeah, because it's going to the then the wicked being revealed.
yeah, that's it.
Yep. Second Thessalonians 2:7, it says, "For the Salaki, damn, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out the way,
Mm-hmm.
out of the
Yep,
way."
yep. And so, hey, the wicked was revealed in that time, and it's refreshed in this time and brought to our remembrance who the wicked is, which is the Edomites, the Greeks and the Romans, which are here today. You know, oh, they're not here today. You fucking lie. Look at the courthouses. Look at the architectures, the structures. All of that is a resemblance of those ancient kingdoms. So the wicked is here. We know who he is, and he's the ultimate oppressor. And his time is at the end. You know, like that Job 14:5. You know, the Lord has his bounds where he cannot pass. It's a boundary. He has a certain time to rule, and that's it. So him being the oppressor, you know, him being the king of Babylon, the Egyptians, all in one. he's about to be taken out the way. And if you brothers got something, go ahead and add to it because I'll keep going.
You go, bro.
So Baruch chapter 4, verse 23 to 25. It says, "For I sent you out with mourning and weeping." And this is supposed to be the land of Israel talking, I believe. It's personification is what they call it.
Yeah.
It says, "But God will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity, so shall they see shortly your salvation from our God, which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting. My
Mm-hmm.
children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from God, for thine enemy have persecuted thee. But shortly thou..."
So like, which when does that happen? And that's how you know scriptures like this in Deuteronomy 20th chapter, as well as many others, are pretty much
Still occurring.
identifying factors as to prove who the true children are. Because when can you pinpoint a time in history? And please do not say the big cost, the big H, with Big Dolph. You know, don't you can't use that because Elder Malcolm had brought it out. There weren't even 6 million of the hats
Yeah.
in Poland at that time. So those
Mm-hmm.
numbers are completely falsified. And even if that was to be the case, we're talking about 100 million plus so-called blacks that died on the way here during the transatlantic slave trade. We're talking about millions on top of millions of so-called Native American and Seminole Indians dying over here, once Esau came over and settled, as well as the Latino tribes.
Yeah.
You know, what's that
Mm-hmm.
scripture? It says, there has not been done.
And Daniel
Yeah, and Daniel.
has been done onto.
Exactly. Nobody else has went through these things.
Yeah.
See, the scriptures are it indicates and is proving who the chosen people are. Shalom, brother, shalom. You know, it is proving who the true chosen people are. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead.
It says, "For thine enemy have persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shalt tread upon his neck."
Yeah, he's treading
Mm-hmm.
upon our neck now. So that don't fulfill. That's not fulfillment.
Some more too.
Okay? This is talking about when we get our righteous recompense, when the Most High repays us for the tribulation that we went through. Once again, yes, is clearly based off of our disobedience, but the Most High is getting ready to render us a recompense, to give us a payback, if you will, and it's going to be righteous. You know.
I got precept for you, brother.
Okay, Con, go ahead.
Second Thessalonians 1 verse 6. It
Yeah,
says, "Sin is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense trouble to them that trouble you."
right. To recompense tribulation them that trouble you. All right. So plain as day. Whoever
Mm-hmm.
has brought up this all this trouble and turmoil to you and your families, hey, that's getting ready. It's going to be a righteous thing for the Most High to repay you in the form of getting them as captives,
Mm-hmm.
as the scriptures say, whose captives you were. That's I think that was in Isaiah.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
that's what I read.
yeah, Isaiah the
Mm-hmm.
14th chapter. You can go to Joel the 3rd chapter, Revelation 13, 9 and 10. All right, there's too many scriptures. Genesis 25 tells you that the elders gonna serve the younger. Like the brother mentioned earlier, that's how the Most High has it set up. The Lord has it set up to where everybody's going to be serving the Israelites, and it
Mm-hmm.
won't be an oppression state, if you will. You know, you gonna get your ass fucked up for that 1,000 year period. But after that, by then, that 1,000 year period is strictly for getting the earth back in the order, getting
Mm-hmm.
things back to how it's supposed to be. And by then, the nations are gonna understand, damn, yeah, they really need to rule this whole time. I'm healthier. My knees don't hurt. You know, in that sense. Now it's still gonna be in the flesh, so they're still gonna struggle with things.
No
All right.
crime.
Yeah, but then there ain't gonna be no crime, no more missing posters in Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Amber Alert. We don't have to do those things anymore.
Good food.
Yeah. Good food, good water.
At least after the 1,000 years that you have.
Yeah, right.
'Cause I can't guarantee you're gonna be eating a good ass meal in that time.
Nah. Hey man,
I ain't gonna promise you shit.
we talking about post 1,000 years.
Post Esau.
Yeah, really, yeah. Post Esau. Once this nigga gets taken off the earth, then the earth can actually flourish.
Yeah, he has no other purpose than to be wicked. So when the Israelites have learned their lesson on why wickedness doesn't need to be the thing they're doing, there's gonna be no more purpose in him.
Mm-hmm. And all we can do is just ultimately, we're gonna see how, let's just get there and figure it out. Let's see how the Lord's gonna do this. We don't care how he's gonna do it, as long as we know, Lord willing, we get to take part of it. I don't personally care how the Most High has it set up to where Esau's last day goes. I just want to take part of it. It's good, man. Yes, shit is smart. You got something?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Job chapter 20 and verse 22 to 23. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits.
Mm-hmm.
Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he's eating.
Right. When Esau is getting ready to fill his belly, to fulfill his NWO, and he thinks that he's about to get a dub, and win and take over.
Get sent to the lobby.
Yeah. You're getting sent back to the lobby, bro. You're gonna find out that at the end of the day, you have never been and never will be that guy. You ain't built. You're not built to rule in an established order. You don't operate off of order, so the Most High is just gonna take you out. You only here because of our punishment. Outside of that, you're the weakest of the nations.
And then to glorify Yahweh Shemel Shai.
Yeah.
He took a piece of shit like you and made you rule the earth.
Yeah.
So if he can do that with you, he can damn sure do it with Jake.
Man, right. Yeah. And then everybody going, well, ain't no way in hell y'all can rule. Really? This nigga ruled. All these other nations ruled. The niggas that can't see, they had their time. Moab.
And cow piss.
Yeah, the cow piss, the Hamites. All these nations had their time to rule. So if the Most High put these poor excuse of a people, up on this high stature, just imagine what he's going to do with his people. We're going to be on a completely different level. And like the brother lawyer mentioned earlier, man, this is how the Most High has it written. He has it written for all the other nations to serve us. That's not oppression. That's prophecy. But right now, the whole world is being oppressed, and starting with the Israelites. First and foremost, starting with the elect. We're in a state of hell, man.
Even when judgment will come upon you in the kingdom, you still can't say you're being oppressed, because it's just judgment. It's vengeance for what you did to the Israelites.
Yeah.
The Israelites weren't bothering nobody when they were in Europe or West Africa or over here. You came over here and started fucking people up.
Yeah.
That was on you. That was your mistake.
Yep.
And I did a lesson yesterday, especially with the elites. You think that you're gonna get away from judgment. I don't know who the fuck you trying to run from, nigga, but it ain't gonna work. Because the Lord knows you. I don't know. You gotta be a special type of stupid to think that the Lord is just gonna forget, or you just gonna somehow slip away out of the Most High's hands. That's the definition of pride right there. Because every brother here knows we fuck up, the Lord is on your ass.
Shit, we feel it immediately sometimes.
And dread, guilt.
Or further down the line. That was it?
No, one more.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
24, verse 24 says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
Yeah.
That's those missiles
Yep, I was gonna say. Yeah, ultimately, the missiles is what's gonna take this place out, man.
that the Lord had you build.
Yeah, here it is. You spend a whole lifetime building something to destroy you and your people. That's the power of Yahweh Shema Shai. He has you, as the brother in the boss says, ultimately, he has you in the trick bag. He's played you. You know, you're now showing yourself to be the biggest fool on the planet.
Baseman.
Yeah, it's basement.
Back to what you were. You just
And everybody, so like, yeah, everybody's gonna see Esau for who he truly is when we get into the kingdom. That's that Isaiah 14 when you jump down. Is this he who had let me get it.
Yeah.
I don't want to butcher it.
Is this the man that shook kingdoms?
Yep. That did weak as the nations. Isaiah 14 and 12, it says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?" All right, Lucifer mean light bearer. Okay. It says, "How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?" Right. So this is, they like, man, this the nigga. And matter of fact, no, jumping down, Salakia. Verse 16, it says, "They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners?" All right, so this nigga, when people see Esau in his true form, they go like, "Damn, this is who's running the earth. I was subject to this. I was paying rent to this nigga." And it's gonna be a shock. But this is what we're telling you people right now, man. We already see through this nigga, man. We know how this nigga is. We know that he's not built like that. You know, you people are just still wooed by the devil and his what's the word? Pretty
Schemes,
much, huh?
schemes.
Yeah, his schemes, yep, his sciences, his magic. What's that in Revelation? It talks about damn.
Oh yeah. He
You know what I'm talking
deceived the
about?
nations.
Yeah. Deceiving the nations. Yep. There's another one too. You guys, you about to bring something out?
Yeah, it was redacted.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It says, "Here we go. Something big is coming. Russia destroys Ukraine attack. NATO amasses forces in Poland."
Mm-hmm.
Which we know ultimately NATO, at some point in the war, is going to turn their back on America and destroy them. But as of right now, they're still allies. But they're looking like they're about to come up against Russia. So there's wars and rumors of war. That's undoubtable.
Yep.
Anybody saying that props ain't coming is just dumb. It's hell.
Yep. And yeah, I was talking about the
It's a sign of his end.
yeah, the when it says he do in Revelation 13, where it says he do great wonders, deceive them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the people are, these people are still wooed by, oh, he doing this, he doing that. So they perceive a God or a God, you know. But people about to find out, no, this nigga's just a man.
He's a dog.
Yeah, if that, he ain't even a man, he's a fucking dog. Job said he went and put away his dogs. That shows you how low this nigga is, man. All right, Lord, you got it.
All right. This all I got with this.
Okay.
Jeremiah 30, and I'm gonna start at 15. In verse 15, of course, it's talking about us. Then the Lord switches it. So Jeremiah 30 and 15. Why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thine iniquities, because thy sins were increased. I have done these things unto thee. So yeah, the Lord put us in captivity. Put us down bottom. But guess what? Therefore, verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. Right? It says, for I will restore health unto thee, and that's what the Lord is slowly but surely doing. He's restoring our health first by his wisdom and knowledge and understanding, not by gold, money, silver, not by substance. You know, right now it is through spiritually, because that's what's going to sustain us in the time to come. It's the spirit. It's nothing carnal that's going to sustain us. It says, for lo, and he's going to come with healing in his wings, like God says in Malachi, the fourth chapter. It says, for I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, said the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, who no man seeketh after. Right? And that's the mentality of the other nations. Right? No man sought after the Israelites. You know, we have one people that false claim to be Israel. They ran with it, and ultimately that's what they wanted.
Can
They
you hear us,
wanted,
Lloyd?
yeah. You hear me? You hear me out?
Yeah, I can hear you
Yeah,
now. Can you hear us?
yeah. The as I was sitting here, breaking it down, y'all were kind of choppy. Y'all been kind of choppy, but you can hear the words. Like we can hear the precepts, we can hear everything
Oh,
that you're saying, but the internet was kind of moving a little
okay.
slow, like how it is right now. You know.
Okay, Con.
But
Go
yeah,
ahead. Read it
all right.
again.
But
Or
yeah,
break it down again. I mean,
okay, Jeremiah 30:17 says, for lo, I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, said the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. And that's the mindset of the other nations. And like I was saying at first, it says, for I will restore health unto thee. And I was saying how the health is starting with the spiritual aspect of it first. We're being healed spiritually, by the Lord granted us that knowledge and wisdom, understanding to understand that we the Israelites, who the other nations are, and what's getting ready to happen for us, which is something great. Of course, we talk about the destruction, Jacob's trouble, but it's something after Jacob's trouble. You hearing and knowing about Jacob's trouble doesn't stop at Jacob's trouble. It's something great that's transitioning, into the kingdom of heaven. Something great happening within that you know. And it says, this is Zion who no man seeketh after, because no other nation sought after who the Israelites really were. You had a nigga that false claim, which is Esau, to be the people of the Lord, and they ran with it. They all were confederate against us, and with him being the top dog of the flunkies, everybody, all the other tribes, they ran with it. That's what they wanted. You got it. And now, y'all being fucked up more so now than ever. So it's in demand that Yahweh Shai returns and raises up his people, because that's what the whole creation is waiting for. Romans 8. But if y'all got something, you go ahead. But that's all I got though.
Con. You know what I mean? All right, Con. Well, so I'm gonna grab this. Close out Matthew 4:17. All right, it says, from that time, Yahweh Shai began to preach and to say, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. All right, so hey, as brothers say all the time, man, that's the message. Okay, that's what I do. Teaching repentance, and pretty soon, man, hey, once Yahweh Shai returns and sets things back in order, part of that order is us, all right, the Israelites ruling, as we were pretty much going into ruling over our oppressors, man, in righteousness. All right, we're going to finally be at peace. So, Lord's with us, the elect. Before we close once again, giving all praise and the glory to
To
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Bashem, Yahweh Shai,
Ba'ashem,
Bashem,
Kakodash,
Yahweh,
and double honors is one always to the apostles. It's a great millstone to rule well. And God is truth, peace, much love, and salutations always to those who elect. All right, to the next one. Shalom.
Shalom.